Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of How to Scale an Agency. I'm on with Vegard Wikeby. He has a company called Wikicom, which is essentially helping people build long-term branding into their structured as part of their organization and improve their brand, their cost, reduce their cost per customer, and get more conversions to their website. He's been able to build up a solid brand online, specifically on Twitter, which is where we met. And I'm really excited to interview you, Vegard, and hear a little bit more about your story so far. So thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks you, Lucas. I've been listening to your podcast for a few times, and it's great to be here.
It's definitely been a lot of different interviews now at this point. It's been really interesting hearing how people have progressed and grown their agency, and that's where we'll kick things off. So for you, Wikicom, you mentioned that it is an agency. It's predominantly you and probably, I'm assuming, a team of contractors or employees, scaling together. And can you give us a picture of sort of why you started this agency? And also, next, I'll start asking you about, how you've transitioned into maybe going more of the software route or potentially down that road. So,
yeah. Well, I started Vcom as in 2014. So it's been a long ride. I've been doing one-on-ones for a long time. I've been working, selling websites and e-commerce solutions, basically building them out custom, and with open source software. Predominantly, I've been using WordPress for ages, but in the beginning, I used a lot of tools like OpenCart, even Joomla, in the beginning, all the way in the beginning. I don't know if you are experienced in anything of this, but it's been a long road where I've been doing one-on-one, and I've been working with my audience, which is Twitter, for the last maybe 4 or 5 years, basically. Before that, I didn't actually do much social media. I was more like, reserved, and I just stay with clients one-on-one, and I try to capture them wherever I could.
Yeah.
So this audience I've been built for the last 4 or 5 years is technically relying a little bit on other things, other interests, but also related to my Vcom business.
Yeah. So with Vcom, how have you been able to leverage your Twitter, just content? How do you think about creating content? Because we're kind of at similar sizes in terms of like our Twitter, and so we might be seeing similar patterns that we can share with the audience. I mean, I know for me, building that Twitter to a couple thousand followers, even though it's not hundreds of thousands yet, maybe one day, it's definitely helped a lot. It's been really good for getting introductions and building authority, building a brand. And people, one of my favorite things is people always say that they're listening to the content or they're consuming the content, and that's awesome because obviously our whole goal is just to help as many people grow. So knowing that people are actually listening to it is great. So how have you seen Twitter or maybe any other social channels that you're on benefit sort of you and your company?
Well, Twitter is kind of my main target audience. I mean, not my main target channel. I kind of deleted my Instagram and stuff. I don't use Facebook. I think it's not for me, but it's something for a lot of people. I use Twitter because I kind of like the medium, the way, I don't know, it's just short, concise. If you're smart, I mean, well, if you think you're smart, you can portray a message that is good, of course, and you can also portray life values, which was important for me. That was like how it started. Basically, it was like telling about how I see the world, how I see things are connected together, just logic, and philosophy maybe. But then I've started building in more the business part, especially over the last year, where I try to enhance and use my audience as to teach them, because ultimately what I want to do is teach them. I want to teach them how to become independent, especially independent, as non-employable. That's kind of the term.
Right.
I want to make everyone non-employable.
Yeah, I just had a conversation recently with one of my friends who was telling me that he now is an entrepreneur and has his own agency, but he actually beforehand was trying to get a job at a major accounting firm, and he made it all the way to the end, but they didn't hire him just because they thought that he was too entrepreneurial, and he went out and he still did the entrepreneurship route. But it does go to show some people really are not meant for the traditional route. They need something else as a road to go down. So let's talk about Bubble, because I know a lot of people are very interested in that on the show. I think it's kind of changed the game in a lot of ways. But really, if you want to talk no code in general, like how are you thinking about launching? Let's talk a little more actually specifically about when I go onto the website. The reason I thought it had some sort of a software type component was I saw how you had like this sort of feature set on the front where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you say it looks almost like you're moving across either it's like an Airtable or something of that nature. Are you already applying sort of no code tools into your agency?
Yeah, you know what? I use this was the one you see in the 1, 2, 3 on the website. It's basically more like that was to show. Actually, it's using the Trello. You know.
Trello.
Yes, you know that one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I've been moving away. I've been trying to move away from one-to-one, work over the years.
Smart.
But cash flow and I never really got my breakthrough, my big breakthrough at least. Anyway, I have time, so I'm working on it.
You got this.
But my point is that I saw this guy who launched Design Joy. You know the guy?
Yeah.
Design Joy.
Yeah.
I saw the model. I was like, yeah, this is intriguing. I love this model, and I was thinking like, yeah, rent per month. Yeah, okay, cool. But how do you handle this? Okay, you handle this with basically 4 cards.
Right.
That's what you do. 4 cards. It's pending, which the customer just put whatever is pending first. I put it to working on it. They cannot touch it. They can only comment on it, and then it goes to published and then finalized, done. So I was thinking about this model. I was like, yeah, you can scale this. I mean, I can scale this, and I was thinking like I can scale this within me. So I was thinking, yeah, instead of one-to-one talking with clients like this or like a podcast, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna do everything on a table. So that's what I'm trying to do. So without talking to clients, I only talk to them once, introductionary, and then I work async,
Right.
Instead of, so my time zone is off the charts, with Europe and stuff. So
right.
So I thought async work is the way to go.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what I'm doing. So
it definitely makes things easier to be focused and organized in this way. Would you say though that when what specifically are you thinking about building in the no code space if you do go down that route? What is the kind of idea or product?
I have this I have this dream of one program that when the last time I was employed was in 2012, and then I was a manager for a transportation company.
Right.
And I was managing 50 employees. And there I saw a need. I implemented some digital solutions to it, such as, when they fill out their time slots and stuff in a day, all that was digital, done in the app. So I introduced the app system for the business. But then I saw some problems with how do you task a job. I don't really want to say what I want to build because it's very easily copyable, but nobody has really done it in a very intuitive way. But you can make something like, it's like a report system, but you could do everything with 5 taps or less. Everything is done with 5 taps, and you sync that to, let's say you puncture a tire on a car and the driver just taps it in, and that data is later checked with the next time a tire goes, instead of just trusting, because that's what you do in the transportation business or any business, is you just trust your people delivering to you. Like you get a bill of, I don't know, $5,000. Oh, okay, yeah, just pay it. You don't even really check anything. But it says 2 tires changed, and that's it. Okay. But the problem is there's no data points on what happened. Which tire was it? How long is it since the last tire was changed? 6 months, or it's been 12 months, or it's been, is there a problem with the car? That is so. And then I was thinking like, okay, I can do this. That's manual. But then you connect with a simple AI, and boom, you have data that is valuable to the client right away. So basically stuff like that. So if you see it in a bigger picture, you could do this. You can replace even payment systems in store. When, I don't know if you've gone to Starbucks, they tap on the screen 15 taps to do one soda. You don't need 15 taps. It can done before. including
100%.
your deslactose, I mean your delactose milk and whatever you
Yeah.
want. So,
So I'm curious too, what for your business right now, for your agency, what would you consider to be your greatest achievement so far with the agency over the last 10 years?
wow, that is a tough question because I kind of see my greatest achievement kind of outside my business, which is my family, my son,
That's
you
applicable
know,
too. Yeah,
see,
that's
so my wife. So it's kind of like
so being able
I,
to
I didn't I
balance
didn't I
maybe.
didn't reach the social media status of a
Yeah,
$100,000+ per year
right,
yet. But so I didn't have been a very long route towards my
right.
let's say my millionaire status. Everyone else seems like, when you go on social media or Instagram, it seems like you're getting bombarded that this is the norm.
Especially Twitter, yeah.
But yeah, the normality, like, oh yeah, I launched an agency and 500 followers. Yeah, sure. Yeah, good. I mean, yeah, some are real, but a lot of them are fake. So I like people like who came out of nowhere, but he had a lot of experience because Justin Welsh, you know the guy,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he had a lot of experience, but I followed him very early on 2 years ago. Um, but I couldn't replicate what he did, even though
right.
he did it so well. But I was not able to follow up and replicate it. So I was staying behind, same as
Yeah,
you just see people skyrocket. But my point is, I had everything in life, so really, I don't really.
yeah,
I didn't have my $1 million yet, but then I'm thinking, what would I be if I have it? Yeah, okay. I would just maybe, I don't know, maybe have a nicer car, maybe. Well, I don't even know if I would, but
well,
but
millionaires are sometimes pretty cheap, so you might have the same
hey,
car. I
no,
know.
I come from a very frugal mindset. I'm
Yeah.
not frugal, but like
Well, I think
live
it's a really good
simple.
topic of just thinking about the trade-offs for sure of like,
Yeah,
increasing your status or your money and then trading off that time with family. It's a very tough decision,
yeah. That
hard to
that's
make. And yeah, I
I can
totally get
say
it.
that
What
my
I'm
biggest
actually
my
curious though, like, what do you think Justin Welsh is doing right? Because I've also seen his stuff a lot and I'm on his newsletter and I think he's doing a great job. And I'm just curious because you're also on the Twitter space and you're an
yeah
agency owner, and I'm sure a lot of other people are on his newsletter.
yeah
What do you think he's
hey
doing right? And I saw you retweeted one of his tweets, so I know you're on his stuff a lot
yeah no
too,
sure
just like I am. But what is his? Why is his strategy working so well? Do you think?
well the guy, I mean Justin was, let's say, nobody in Twitter 1.5 years ago. I mean basically, I mean he had like maybe 10,000 followers. I don't know, something like that. But before that, he was big on LinkedIn, which I did not follow at all. I did not do.
Right.
But his video product is his main product. He tells it himself. He sold $2 million for a product averaging $120.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
that's pretty much something I would like to do, but problem is how to do it.
Right.
But his audience has skyrocketed last year.
Yeah.
But it basically is focus, and he's down to earth. He's very down to earth, like super,
Right.
like down. There's nothing fluff and puff. There's no. I've sold for $1 million. Yeah, he tells you the story. This is my journey, of my 2 million journey. But it's not this disconnect with the authenticity. So I
Right.
like him because he's authentic and he's real. But it comes from his background because he has a very hard background from marketing, which I don't have, or most people don't have. He sold
Right.
$300 million, but he didn't do that for himself. So you
Right.
see, selling $300 million for someone else, yeah, sure, might be easy, or as a team or management, but do that on your own journey, yeah, sure, harder, but he has a nice life, nice income, so who cares?
Yeah. Totally get it. So
Yeah.
let's kind of wrap up here with some of the final round of questions we typically ask. So first and foremost, how would you scale your? This I ask this to pretty much everybody, but like in theory, right? If you were to scale your business 10 times in the next 12 months, what would you do to make that happen?
To be honest, drop everything I currently do, focus on bubble, build out just one big app or platform where people can
Right.
either learn content, which is I mean, the Canvas, for instance,
Right.
learn digital content, which is sell video content course. You talked about course yourself.
Right.
I never jumped on it, but I kind of regret it. I didn't do it 10 years ago,
Right.
but regret is the past.
Yeah.
It's basically what I'm saying is you have to drop the past. Whatever
Right.
you're doing, drop it, even if it brings you income,
Yeah.
and put whatever you know right now into the new technology, which is no code guaranteed.
It is.
I have seen everything. I come from coding and I'm seeing coding. I come from building open source, solution.
Yeah.
It's really complicated along the way versus the no code, which is people building something in a framework with Lego, and you can twist that Lego and change the color, or even splice it up,
Yeah.
but build whatever you want, So that's the
100%. It is crazy to see. Yeah, the changes that are happening in that space is phenomenal. But I would say, I haven't asked this question yet, but I think I'm going to start asking this because I think it's kind of selfish for me, but I really want to know, which is because I'm thinking about this all the time. Yeah. So you have about like 5,000 followers on Twitter. I'm going to ask the same question. Like, if you were to 10x that in the next 12 months, what would you do? Because I'm sure you've thought about that a lot and trying to like grow and everything, just like I do.
It took me forever.
What would you do to like go to 5,000 roughly to like 50,000 in the next 12 months strategically?
Drop all political opinions, all personal views, and make only philosophy and core principles, and marketing through giving content and having one page in the bio that goes to selling a digital product. That will be my 10-150x.
So basically what you're saying is like just give away way more value with less friction.
With no friction, use and just tell everyone how to succeed. But it has to have that. It's all about authenticity. I mean, like Justin knows, it's the new era of Twitter. The old era, the hard sales marketing is over. I tried a little bit here and there, but it's over. It's finished.
Yeah.
So it's all about just this authenticity. If you're authentic, meaning I have authentic character at 4,000 or 5,000, but it took me forever to get that. My God. But
I totally get it.
The 10x, 50x, yeah, sure. I can see you have to just drop everything that is friction in your opinion.
Yeah, just kind of giving away as much value as possible, as quickly as possible. That's really good to know. So I'm going to give you an opportunity now, just as we wrap things up, to share, what it is you do, how somebody can work with you. If you have any like offers for any agencies that are on the show, or anybody that has clients that might want to work with you, like what's the best way they can work with you? Do you have anything that's an incentive, and also like how can they contact you?
Yeah, sure. Well, the thing is, I work with Vcom as an agency one-on-one, making websites and e-commerce, but I kind of pivot towards service or service-based, SaaS-based, where I have these other, you can go to my Twitter, follow me on Twitter. That's what you have to do. And my handle is Vegard Wikeby. It's very simple, but quite hard name. Very few. And what I go towards is building e-commerce to a SaaS. So I have this, what I call the e-com shop. It's called basically short for your e-commerce shop. So where I sell the membership for like $15 right now. And if anyone wants a free month or something, they can just hook me up and I'll give them a free month of my e-commerce, and they can get started earning money right away. No problem.
That's fantastic. Well, it's been great having you on the show, man. Thank you so much, Vegard, for being on. And for everybody listening, Vegard's been able to build a really solid brand on Twitter, help people grow and scale online through specifically e-commerce companies. If you have an e-commerce company, or you're partnering or have clients in the e-commerce space, don't hesitate to reach out to him and take him up on his offer he just laid out here. So thank you so much, Vegard. It's been great having you on the show. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.